Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. I've come on today to do another episode of this little accordion folio, which we made from some Holtz Ideology double-sided paper pack, which was 8 by 8 inches. And in the first episode I showed you how to fold this to turn it into this little ephemera style folio. So I'm just going to put that paper pad away for a minute. Now this is the front cover, so we made it, and basically it's an accordion that folds out, and you've got pockets here and here, and then in the middle you've got this flap which you can pin things to. And it's a great little piece for sending out as happy mail with ephemera in. I think it's really nice. So we then went on to make the front and the back cover. So we added a thicker piece of card onto the front and the back side of this, and it's sandwiched between two, so it makes it very thick. And we covered those. So those were made out of just Amazon packaging. Let's see, scraps of which I still have here on my desk. So Amazon packaging, just one of their normal envelopes that come in the post. We made 4 pieces this shape. We sandwiched them together on the end of a piece like this. So they're sandwiched together, and then we covered them with the Holtz paper. So that's the front and that's the back, and then I've got the matching paper inside. When you turn this over, you've then got an accordion side, this side, but instead of pockets and flaps, you've got blank areas that you can now embellish and do what you like with. So what I did with my previous one, which I haven't embellished, but I will show you, haven't embellished this, so I've decorated the front and the back of this one. And this was not in Holtz paper, this was just single-sided paper, 8 by 8, and to cover the white I stenciled with Holtz Flourish stencil in the antique sepia, or vintage sepia I think it's called. Again, got a front and back cover, and that was made out of 240 GSM paper pad. You can use anything. You don't have to use a Holtz pad or anything like that. You can use whatever you've got. So I decorated the front here, and then this is the inside, and that was an example of what you can clip in. And then we've decorated the back, which I love actually better than the front. And then on the accordion side, which I haven't embellished yet, I've sewn in 2 notepads. So you've got, same with the Holtz one, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the accordion pieces. So in the middle 2 I've sewn in with a 3 pamphlet signature stitch rather, some coffee and tea dyed papers to make little notepads. So that's one idea. So we'll put this one away for now, because I'm thinking I might decorate this one in a different theme to the Holtz one. So with the Holtz one, this is the front. The front cover precedes all the flaps and pockets. Back cover precedes all of the accordion folds on the back. So today I thought we'd decorate the front and the back. Now Holtz paper pad, it doesn't really, it's quite fussy, and it doesn't need an awful lot of embellishing really. As you see, it's quite busy, but also you can cut it up and make ephemera out of it, really, out of these pieces if you want to. So I've got some various pieces of Holtz ephemera out of his field note snippets, and there's another snippet kit included, which I've forgotten what it was called, but here are the smaller snippets from all those packs, here and here. And then I've got some bigger pieces here and here, and these are quite nice cards, so they'd make quite nice little tucks and pockets. I don't want to make this too fat, so I'm keeping it very slim, and for that reason, some of the collaging I'm going to use a variety of some of my stickers that I have, and I've got a variety of pieces of collage paper here that I thought might go, scraps really, and scraps of Tim Holtz paper pack that we used. So we've got quite a few bits here to use if we want to. I just have to separate some of the piles because otherwise it will become a bit of a mess, and we know what I'm like for that. So okay, so we see how far we get today with decorating and what have you. So let's decorate the front cover here. So I'd quite like to have some sort of label on it, really. So let's see what we've got in here in these snippets. Some of these snippets are small, some of them are bigger. Some of them are just plain labels, and some are not. So they're mixed. So I keep them in this little box mainly because it keeps them in order, you know, they're not all over the place. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. So we've got a kind of a label here which we could make as a kind of a front piece. I kind of want to layer it up on something else, so I like the front of this. This is a exercise book, I think, from school. But I want to brighten it up a little bit, so let's have a look and see what we've got that we can layer in the background. Let's have a look. So I quite like this type of thing. We could put the field label on that. And I've picked out some stamps as well out of my stamp stash, and some tickets. So let's see if we've got a nice stamp, a nice bright one that we can put on here. That one is a Netherlands 7.5 cent stamp. I quite like that. What tickets have we got here? We've got some tape measure, so that might be nice down here. So I'm keeping this very sort of non-botanical and that type of thing. I want non-floral as well. I want to sort of keep it, I don't know what you'd say, more masculine perhaps for a change. It's something I don't normally do. I thought that'd be quite nice. So that's quite nice like that. And let's see what else we've got here, ticket wise. Just popping those all over there so they're not in the way at the moment. So we've got a bit of ticket here. We might want to kind of, in the waiting room, keep quiet, it says. Maybe we won't use that as a label. Maybe we'll put a label actually on it ourselves. So I don't want to cover up all of this front, you see. So I'm just kind of playing, really, I suppose. This is another ticket. This is a big long ticket. This is. It's an airline ticket, I think. I think a piece of that would be quite nice. Got our distress oxide here. So the way that tore, that was not very good. I don't like the white edges. I'm not going to tear around all the edges. So I'm still going to have that piece there as a basis for a particular label we might have. And I think maybe we will have the length of this down here. So I'm going to cut that down like so. So I'm going to ink that up. This is quite a new thing for me. Tim Holtz I find quite dark. So to sort of keep with that theme, it's quite a new experience for me. So I do want that under there like so. Like that. And what else have we got here? Let's have a look at some of the small little numbers and things. I've got a number 2. I don't know that that actually goes. But I quite like that set up. So I think we may get those down. So I'm just going to ink round this stamp. So I thought that would be a nice pop of colour. And get the glue book. Very dirty, scrappy old glue book. Probably reflects my mind at the moment. Let's ink round this. I don't really take a lot of notice of Tim Holtz pieces. I know, shock horror. So put those down there for a minute. But I'm kind of warming to some of the things. I love the wallpaper pad, needless to say. I really do like that. Because it's more botanical and a bit lighter, I think. So I'm going to, as this is quite a thick piece of measuring tape, I'm going to use some glue, not the glue stick. So I have been working off camera on my altered book, which is still not completely finished. it's just taking such a long time, and I don't want to do any more videos really for that reason. Think round this before we peel it. Yeah, because it was just going on and on and on, and I know one thing for sure, I certainly am not going to be making such a big tome in future. Really not. I don't know, sometimes I feel, see now I'm thinking, I think I'll just stick with that there. Okay, now do we want anything else on this? Do we want a more see-through strip? Let's see, bit of a strip maybe. These aren't so see-through. This is quite nice. You could put a piece of this down here. I might have to cut that. Let's keep in the theme of zigzag. Where are my zigzag? I think these are them. Oh, it's hard to cut because it's like vellum. Oh dear, that was not such a good idea. We only want a small piece anyway. Yeah, so I've just been finishing it off camera before I do the last episode, which will be the flip through. So I'm nearly there. It's just going to take me a bit longer than I anticipated, really. So I'm sticking for the time being to a few short projects. There, that's nice. Okay, and maybe we'll have a little label down here. What about if we have a small piece of this to mirror the other piece? Kind of down here like so. I think I'm not going to overthink this, because when I sit and think for too long I just don't get anywhere. About, you have that there like so. So that's my front sort of industrial, I call it an industrial theme really. That's the front. It's not really my style. Then we've got inside cover and we've got the back. So the back is more of that notebook piece. So I think with this one you can, got a little rabbit here. It would be the only one of the very few pieces of animals on it. See what we've got in here. These are Tim Holtz. These should all go nicely. So you could have that, and we could actually layer that on something collagey. So let's have a look. What have we got to collage with? What about some music paper? Might be quite nice. I've got scraps here, scraps of music paper. Okay, let's tear this down on this edge. Don't want it too uniform. I quite like that. Oh, I like that. So that's it. Don't think too hard for and long about it. I think that's been the trouble now with this altered book. I am thinking too much about it. So I'm going to have to, well, I'm kind of over halfway of going through it and adding bits, but the more I'm adding, the more bulky it's becoming. So I'm going to have to really stop and stop putting pockets and things in now. So I don't know if anyone else has this problem. I have a tendency, I really do, to overthink things, you know. And we all know that there are no hard and fast rules. Right, I like that. And let's put something down here. So we've got our trusty labels. Find something nice. Put down here. That's a piece of an invoice. Which way up is that? Oh, it's up that way. Piece of an invoice. And that's not in there. That should be somewhere else. Piece of an invoice. Got some numbers here. A bit of red in, that's quite nice, I guess. Don't really want brown because I think brown would be too much. How about green? With that green might be nice. I think that those letters, that's a nice label. I like that one, but I think it's a wee bit too big. See if we've got a smaller one in here. I quite like rifling through these labels. It actually probably irritates most people. Oh, I quite like that. And maybe we'll have this up the top here, kind of, I don't know, something like that maybe. I think I'm going to cut the corners off of here. I hope this is, the light is okay in here, but it's been a little bit gloomy. It started off quite sunny this morning. In fact, I've been hoovering and dusting and all that this morning, but I did think that maybe I could have gone out and done some gardening. I do need to sort of do a final clear up, you know, like you do before the winter really sets in. I think this is a label. Or is it just a, no, I think it's just a, it's not a sticky label. I'm becoming obsessed with those. Yeah, so I need to kind of do a bit of pruning and deadheading and all that. Is that up the right way? No, we nearly put that upside down. Not that it probably would matter too much. But it was kind of get some housework done, and then do I do I craft or do I garden, you see? So then it started looking a bit overcast, so really that made up my mind. So that's the back. I think we'll leave it like that. Okay, let's put my cloth over there. Right. Yes, I like that. And that's not quite finished. We're going to put a label on of some description, but I'm not sure what. Whether I have got one that says journal on it, I don't know. Just really could do with a plain one. I could perhaps stamp a word on. I don't think we'll spend too much time. So I've got that one. That's a nice plain label. That's quite nice actually, and the red I think does. I'll just go over it a tad with this. And then I could actually stamp a word on there if I want to. Actually, before I stick it down, I'm just thinking we want something underneath it first to layer it up a bit. So how about a bit of bit of script maybe, but not too big. Something like that, just see what does that look like. Well, I quite like that. Give that a really good dosing of this, because glue stick, because it starts off a bit dry. Take that, just put a bit more glue on that. This Cosmic Shimmer, and I had to look at it to see what it, remind myself what it was called, does sometimes dry quite quickly. There, now that to me is a front cover. Right, so that's done. We've done the back. Now I want to kind of put a bit of embellishment on some of these. Yes, let's see, what have we got? What have we got that will fit? Let's have a look. I think, you know, just the odd number here and there would be nice. And we'll layer it up on a piece of collage paper, I think. So let's, for instance, this piece of map would be perfect. So I'm trying to keep it a bit simple inside, because I'm conscious that we're going to put ephemera in it. So Now let's, oh gosh, I need a magnifying glass. Now we just check which way out did that come, so I know which way up it was. Okay, so that's the right way up, like that. Like so. Right, and we'll do this one maybe down here. It's a good way of using up some of these little snippety things as well. Okay, let's find something else to layer that up on. What about a piece of dictionary page? Bit too big. Just going to move that ink over there, and so I'm not at an awkward angle. Okay, I quite like that. Or do we want something a bit darker maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure the writing on top of writing actually goes now. What else have we got over here? Now we've got that. And I quite like that. Quite like that, like that. So that's quite a nice colour on. I suppose Tim Holtz, let me see which side we want it on. Just thinking, I'm not too sure I like the big words showing too much, although this one's, so maybe we'll kind of have it to one side like that, I think. Okay, oops, so let's put the glue on there. Oh, my desk does look a bit of a mess. Yeah, there's a word on there I'm not too keen on. It's morgue. That's a bit morbid, I think. All right for Halloween style, but not really this. So that's what I'm trying to do. Cover that up a bit like that. Okay. So let's put something now in this corner. So let's have a look. What have we got? actually scraps of digitals and all sorts. And so I quite like that. It's a stamp and a postmark. Might just take that bit off there. And it keeps it, it's got interest on it, but it keeps it slim and not bulking it up too much. I have a habit of making chunky monkeys, to be honest. So I quite like that there. Let's turn over now. What else have we got? Oh, I like that. Looks a florist. There's a Paravi on there. So let's think. We're going to layer that up, I think, with something from here. So let's have a look at these labels. It's quite nice. Oh, bit of that. And a bit of that there. Let's do a bit of layering on this one. So we'll cut it. So I was thinking about another episode after this, just to make a few bits of ephemera ourselves. I mean, I know we've all probably got ephemera we can find in our stash to actually ready-made, but I thought it'd be nice to maybe make something. So I have that there like so, and we'll have something else. See, these are nice labels. They've got quite a bit of interest in them. So I'm going to layer that over the top. It's not very straight though. That's fine, because that's not, no, it's not fine, Susan. It is not. We may have to trim that edge off, I think, because it's not quite straight, right? And then we'll put this somewhere like so. Like so. Just twist that round a little bit. When you wipe things, sometimes they move like so. I think that's fine, that edge. Okay, so that's that corner. Do down here, this quite down here. We'll put one rabbit in, shall we? Or shall we put him in? Quite like that actually. I do like printed vellum. May have to trim that off a bit. Let's see if we can stick it with some glue stick, because I don't like the glue showing through vellum. I know it dries clear, but okay, we will see if we can attempt to trim that. Keep wanting to scratch that off, but it's actually in the paper. Right, that's quite nice. And we were going to put this Paravion down here, so I think we will. So this coming week you'll see this episode, my Marguerite Miller 52-week collage challenge, next episode, and then I'm going to do an episode of Let's Make Ephemera. I haven't done one of those for a while. And the flip through of the altered book, and because I did say that, you know, with work constraints I can't possibly manage to put a video up every day at the moment, but I'm kind of working on it, you know, so it may alter from week to week, so, you know, hopefully you'll stick with me. I love this clock, I really love it, but I've got nowhere I can put it really. So you can put things behind these as well for a bit of interest. That's quite nice. It's nice to have half a clock up here and maybe 5, 6, so that's 12. Half a clock here and the other half down here maybe. What do you think? Well, I'm going to go for it and see what happens. So let's and I need to trim this. I don't like all that white. A little bit's all right, but a thick band of white round these labels is not really, I think, nice on the page. So I'm now putting all the scraps over there in a pile. Should do what Dee at Dee's Crafty Place does. I should get an empty Tupperware thing or something and keep it on my desk and just throw them in. So I thought what we could do is we'll have Let me get it right. So it's Roman numerals. So we've got 4, 5. Oh, I'll have to put it back together again now. So that is 12 up there. Because that's funny, because when I cut it, I don't think it matters too much if I have it to the side like that, and then this one can mirror it down here. What do you think? Or there. Oh, I think we'll have it there. So I think we'll keep it simple and we'll just have that. And maybe add another label or two on. So just hold on one moment. Okay. Right. Okay. So I think we'll have it there. Like that. Give that a burnish. Like that. So that's the clock. Deconstructed clock. And maybe we'll have this little label down here. Like so. Okay. Right, so that's that side. So we're doing a bit here and there. Okay, what should we have on this side now? Let's see, what have we got? I've got a nice ticket there. That's a nice ticket. Well, I like that. A nice ticket, and what else? What about this down here? No, I think it's too much. Just a plain little label there. Or, oh, I like these pointy fingers. That's nice. Pointy finger. And a label maybe. I like that one. I'm leaving that one out because I like those. Else have we got? Let's see. Piece of this. Just a scrap, another scrap. This is to a ticket to Lucky 13 Drive-In Theatre in Bolivar, Missouri. Admit one for 45 cents. Quite like that. Needs to just be trimmed slightly. And then maybe something else, a slightly different colour. Bit of this maybe. Fiddly. Hello, Paddy dog. What are you up to? What are you up to? I recently got a bit ruthless with some of these scraps because I was keeping even the tiniest scrap. This is very hard, this glue stick. It goes dry very quickly. So if I want to put that kind of so that the music-y bit shows, and then this bit kind of there like so, and then I tick it. Ooh. This is just a bit of collage there, and then we'll do this one down here. I'm not sure I want that colour label, that's the thing. I like these little circles, but everything gets flicked everywhere. Oh, there's a tiny hand. Look at that. Have a tiny hand pointing to a big hand pointing to a tiny hand. But we won't. So what have we got here? We've got some of Tim Holtz stamps. I think we'll just have that on its own. We'll put there's a stamp sticker there. Not liking it. Add a bit of this digital musical paper, that's a nice colour. This sort of colour is nice. We'll just have a look and see whether we like it or not. but I don't want it to be too much layering, you know. No, I don't think those are the right labels. Maybe one of these, if we ink round it. Let's ink round this. Maybe something like that, right. Oh dear, that glue stick's got a mind of its own. Okay, right. Last but not least, maybe we will put this stamp on, this stamp sticker, taking the white off, and then we've got to embellish the back. But I think when we do another episode of making ephemera, we're going to make some bits to go on the back, maybe in some like little pockets. We could make them out of the scrap Tim Holtz paper because it's very thick. So I'm just going to leave that up for a minute because I want to put something else underneath it. Maybe a piece of this newspaper label. Which is all over, it's all, so it doesn't matter really which way up it is. A good way to cut bulk out of your piece that you're making, your project, is to layer up the stickers, I think, like so. Okay, so we haven't got something on every page, have we? But that's okay. I think it'd be quite nice to put something on these flaps, you know. That's the odd flap here and there. Something like that. Okay, let's cut round this one. My nails and hands are in awful state. My nails are terrible. They don't grow. I think it's my underactive thyroid. It just doesn't promote any good healthy nails. They just break off very easily. So let's position that just there under the flaps like so. That's quite nice. So we've got one that we can put here. These are like little adverts. So again, we'll just have it positioned. Oh, spoon folder. It's better. Like so. Okay. Oh, we have got a nice butterfly. Oh, what about a butterfly where the rabbit is? Or butterfly there would be nice. Again, we're going to have to these scissors can make a bit of a noise. They have got a serrated side on one of the blades. But that's what's making the noise, especially on these thick labels. That in my pile. Okay. So I said, I should never say never, should I really? Don't say you're not going to put creatures in, flora and fauna, because you end up changing your mind. A little bit of glue stick on that. Oh, I like that, that's nice. Right, find something for here. Another sticker, shall we? Because they don't add to any bulk. So we have a few here. So we have this one. Concentrated vanilla, that would be nice there, I think. So again, I'm just going to quickly trim round most of this white. This is an advertisement for extract of vanilla for use in custard. It says for flavouring ice cream, custard, jellies, pastry, and it's being sold by the pharmacist. Now, pharmacist in the US, a pharmacy in the UK is where it's where we get our prescriptions for our medications, and so essentially it sells toiletries and ointments and creams and headache tablets, anything non-prescription, medication-wise, medicine, that sort of thing. And here's another one. This is for hair oil and that sort of thing, shampoos, cosmetics. So that's what a pharmacy in the UK is. But I think in the US, if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, don't you call yours the drugstore? Which makes sense to me anyway. See, that's what you sell, drugs, or prescription drugs, or drugs. And then I think, well, it's all confusing really, because I'm not sure. I don't think a pharmacy would sell, our pharmacy would sell vanilla extract, to be quite honest. So that's that one. And, oh, I like this. This is nice. That one's pointing that way, this one's pointing up. This is a collage sticker. Yeah, it's funny how we call things the same item, different things. It's, well, I don't know why it's funny. Funny, odd, you know, to me a bit sometimes. But so our purse, for instance, in the UK, if we refer to our purse, that's where we keep our money. But in parts of the world, a purse is your handbag. So our handbags are called handbags, but our purse is where we keep our money. But I think a purse is a handbag in certain parts of the country, world, I mean, in the US and places like that, Canada maybe. And then, so a purse would be a handbag, our purse is for our money. Your money would be kept in a wallet. I think that's right. It's fascinating, I think. Yes, it is fascinating. Anyway, I find it fascinating. Oh, and now on this, oh, here's one for perfumes. Oh, we're not putting them on the flaps. We put that one here. So this is for perfumes, toilets, soaps and other requisites. And this is sold by the druggists in the drugstore, because this is an American advertisement. So that's really nice. I like that one. So I think we call our pants are what we refer to as underwear, but overseas pants are trousers. We call them trousers. So might be confusing for some people. Start talking about your pants. Yes, so men's are usually referred to as underpants as opposed to overpants. Why did I get onto this subject? Just shut up, Susan, and get on with what you're doing instead of waffling on about nonsense. There, I like that one very much. So, special odours, frangipani, Rob Roy, Our Jack, Violet Bloom, Lilac Sweets and May Bloom. very nice. Right, so we've done a bit of embellishing inside now, inside the flappy area. Oh, well, we haven't got... No, we've missed one out. We can't miss one out. We can't have an odd one out. So why don't we put this beautiful bird in the cage now and say, yes, we're not going to put any flora or fauna. No, I'm not going to say that now because I might change my mind. I'm being silly, aren't I? Just that the very nature of the paper, to me, lends itself to more industrial type ephemera. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know what else to say. Although you could do a complete contrast, couldn't you? So you could contrast the industrial look with botanicals, and that would be quite nice. Maybe I'll do another one or something similar. Now I'm starting to use Tim Holtz and liking it. I was looking on Amazon at some of his things that he sells. It's got some really nice... I think it's watching Susie at Shabby Soul that's got me started off on Tim Holtz, because she makes a lot of Tim Holtz things and she seems to have a lot of Tim Holtz pieces, you know, as well as papers, and I like watching her. There, so we've done those. We haven't decorated these. I thought we might maybe put a little pocket on those, so shall we do that before we finish for the day? So this is a piece out of one of his other Tim Holtz. This is the wild wallflower, I think it is. Yeah, so I've got those pieces ready, but I think we'll use those on the back side another day. So these are two pieces that came out of here. As you can see, we've got that one. So we could use the back of that, make a little pocket. They're a bit dull, aren't they? Sorry, Tim, but that, you know, I just feel they're a little bit dull. I don't know, not really my style at the moment. What's this? This is out of the wallflower. I do see these would make nice belly bands to go in here. That's what we'll use those for, I think. Let's have a look. We want to make a pocket that sort of goes. Make a pocket out of that, or a tuck. Ah, see, botanicals, we said no to those. Quite like this. We're going to have a pocket, or are we going to have a... Why don't we have a little side tuck? So if I just move something, bring in my little guillotine, sweet little guillotine, and I think we'll just literally go down halfway and just measure it. Maybe we'll have a tuck in the front and the back. Sorry, this turns into a bit of an octopus after a while. So I think we don't want it too near the edges. Oh, so I cannot. Oh, there it is. There's a mark there. Right. Okay, that's one. I think the other one would be the same length. Now, which part of that do we want? Let's have that bit there. Like so. So it's very plain on the back. Now I'm going to make them into side tucks, and what I'm going to do is let's make them the same length. Thought they were. I think we'll put a little thumb hole. I am so sorry, beg your pardon. A little thumb hole in them. So I think we'll measure. I think that would be the best. So I'm measuring in inches, exactly 5.5. So that's 2.5 is 5, 2 3/4 there. Holding them both together. Like so. Like so. It doesn't matter too much. Even though I measured it, I think that slipped a bit, so that's okay, no worries. Okay, let's I'm going to try not to bang the camera again, and I'm just going to round the top and the bottom corners like so, keeping them together. Do them together and then they perfectly match. Right, now we'll just ink round them. And then we've got our side tucks, so bring the piece back. And so this one can be, yeah, this one I think, let me just look at where I want this one, perhaps there. So I'm going to hold the side I don't want to glue and just do a thin bead around that top corner and down the two sides and along the bottom. Hands are a bit shaky and I do apologise. And then not too close to the fold, you don't want it to impede. So there's a little side tuck there. Oh gosh. Okay, now this one, I just realised what I'd done. This is now going to be upside down, so maybe we will have it that way round because we can embellish it. Yes, because that's, unless I could have one there. Yeah, that would work. Okay, we'll have it that side. Right. That's better. so I want it. So mine doesn't go to the top. I've got a little gap at the top and a little gap at the bottom, and then that is perfectly lined up there. And there we have another side pocket. So let's just pin the glue, I was going to say, but pin is hiding as usual. Right, I'm going to pin the glue, close up my Distress Oxide and this, which is probably already dried out, so we'll just leave that there. And so we'll just recap before I finish. Okay, so we've decorated the front, so we've kind of done a collage of labels and stickers and stamp there. Open it up, we've now got a little side tuck in here, and we've decorated some of these pieces and inside, so here and here. We haven't decorated these yet. Whether we will or not, I don't know. So I haven't decorated every corner. There's another sticker there, decorated up there, and there's a butterfly there, another advertisement there, a little rabbit there, a deconstructed clock, another advertisement there, an up arrow, done a bit of collage with a ticket there, and we've got the pointing finger, and a bit of collage here with some labels, another advertisement here, and another side pocket here, and then we've decorated the back with some of the Tim Holtz snippets, labels from Tracy Fox. And then next episode I will sew in 2 notebooks into there, make some scrappy notebooks and sew them in off camera, and then we will embellish with pockets the other 2 flaps. So the notebooks will be there and the in those, and then we'll decorate those, and then that will be finished. So you can put a closure on these. If you wanted to stick a closure down, you could have stuck it down when you sandwiched together the front and back pieces of each cover. But I quite like the tie round. So there we have it. I may embellish the other one off camera because that was my prototype. Maybe I'll do that in a botanical and show you next time. So I'll see you again for another episode soon. Take care everyone. Bye bye.